Hi, Rachel Mead here, president and founder of Enhanced Prep. Thanks for joining me today while we take a look at this SAT math-based question. Now, this question is geometry. We can see the figure of our circle coming into play. So let's go ahead and let's analyze this together and see what we can do. Circle C is shown with a diameter AB and center C. So remember, our diameter goes all the way through the largest part of the circle from side to side and must pass the center as well. So A to C, C to B, all the way through. The other thing to remember, and we're going to need this, is our diameter is equal to twice our radius. So if C is our center, AC is a radius, and BC is also a radius. All right, what happens next? It tells me that point D lies on the circle between A and B. So it's telling me that this point is indeed along the outer edge of my circle. What's our next piece of data? The circumference of the circle is 96 pi. Now, do you have reference information on the SAT? Absolutely. But remember, it's going to take time to click up there, find it, bring it down. Circumference, area of a circle are things that I definitely recommend you just have memorized. Our equation for circumference is 2 pi r, or it's also, again, if 2r is our diameter, it's diameter times pi. Either one of those. Okay, so in this case, we know our circumference is 96 pi. I'm probably going to need that. The length of arc BD, moving on to a next statement, they're just filling us with data here, is 3 times the length of arc AD. So I don't know what these are, but if it's 3 times, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to call this one X, and I'm going to call this one 3X. And it's asking me to find the length of BD. So I need this part here. Now remember, our diameter, since it goes through the longest portion of our circle and passes through our radius, passes through our center, it cuts our circle in half. So if I'm only paying attention to the part that I have my arc length on, which is this side over here, I'm recognizing that my arc of AB is going to be my circumference divided by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in right now, and I'm going to say AB is going to be 96 pi divided by 2. So that's telling me that my arc length of AB, because it's again half of my total circumference, and again, remember you've got your calculator, so you can come through and take a look at this here, but we're going to get this as 48 pi. Again, all I did was divide that circumference in 2 because I know my diameter splits it. All right. So now what else do I know? Well, I know that AD has a distance of X and BD has a distance of 3X based upon the relationship that this statement gives me right here. So I bet I can come through and solve for X now. I know X plus 3X in terms of those two arc lengths is going to be equal to 48 pi. That tells me 4X is equal to 48 pi. If I divide everything through by 4, I get X is equal to 12 pi. Okay, we've got a huge trap coming into play right here. We also saw some other traps when we're paying attention to this, right? Where's the 32? Where's the 36? Where's the 72 coming from? Well, we know if we're on our half of our circle is 48, 72 doesn't work as well either. So I'm now down to 2 answer choices. I do want to do the math here. Remember, it's looking for BD. I would hate to have you do all of the math right here and choose answer choice A, which is the arc of AD. We need to come through and we need to solve for our 3x portion of this, which means I'm going to multiply that 12 pi by 3 in order to find just this part I'm looking for here. So 12 pi times 3 is going to give me a total of 36 pi. So I'm choosing answer choice C and moving on. So lots of things we had to keep track of. We had to use our variables with our relationships of our arc length, relate them to our circumference, our half of our circumference, and find for our ratio parts. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you soon.